Hey, good afternoon. It's Sunday, and it's a very, very hot Sunday in Orlando, and the Alton house is resting and repairing from surgery. So we're going to do this short practice today because I need it. So rather than cancel yoga today, I decided to go on live and just give you a practice that I use when I'm depleted. And this practice is for a holding pattern. So, it's spring right now, and it's great to do stuff and take action. And the butterflies are all flying around me. But sometimes our energy levels are a little low, and I know my fellow teachers feel this, especially at the building that I work at, because we're going into testing season tomorrow. So that requires a lot out of us, plus doing it all digitally with two separate groups of kids and doing it because we have to. And so I found that this practice is something that I've been doing when I just need to be relieved of pain, of circumstance. So this is a practice for holding patterns such as these, and we're going to find stillness in our brain and in our mind. I've been reading a lot about the brain and the mind lately, and in practices that are yogic in nature or meditative in nature, and in particular because I like to do handstands, and right now I'm just not able to go and sustain a long handstand practice. I'm just tired, and I think my fellow teachers say this: my brain hurts. And so I'm looking for ways to use yoga as a tool to help my brain overcome some of those things that my mind is attached to, like present state, So here we're going to be working on releasing our thinking. So in order to release our thinking, we're not supposed to think about it. And this is a technique to help that. So every time you encounter a thought or a reaction, don't just push it away, accept it, but go back to the task at hand, which is the focus on the tip of our nose, gently, and we're going to do it with our eyes open. If this is not accessible to you because you're light sensitive, I do this when I have a headache. I'll close my eyes and focus on my third eye. So it can be done either way. I really like the physical act of looking down at my nose because our brain is taking in so many impulses all the time from what we see and also from what we hear. So one of the parts of May will be on focus and brain health. And to do that, it helps to have a beautiful setting that you feel comfortable in. So I invite you to take a beautiful setting, and it also helps to just allow what happens to happen. But if you're outside, use bug spray because the bugs really get you. Okay, so you can see how my words go here and there. So I want to get beyond words. So that's what this practice is for, and hopefully you will find some rest in it. And it's basically like, it's not quite like sleeping, it's not like completely unplugging, but it's like maintaining a focus and a concentration on two sensations, namely the tip of the nose and the sound of the breath through the body. Take a seated position. I'm going to do two seated positions. I'm going to do one that is staring at the tip of my nose, and I'm going to do another one up on my knees, but this really works anywhere. And so let's get started. So we're going to ground ourselves to begin, rubbing our hands together and feeling our physical body. I feel the sun and it's hot. I can hear the hum of some air conditions, and I can see the blue sky. I'm sure there'll be a cat or two while I'm doing this. And there'll be airplanes and wind and cars whirling. That's our world. That's the reality. So I'm going to be right here in this space, but I'm going to find some stillness in my mind. not attaching to those sensations, which takes practice. Bring the hands to the heart center. Press gently on the sternum. Root your sits bones into the earth if you're sitting on the ground. Press gently into the hands. Tuck your chin. And just listen to the breath as it enters and exits your body. Let your tongue rest in your jaw. Keeping the eyes closed, plant the hands on your knees. Just do some easy circles around just to bring yourself into your body. This is a great time to bring your focus to the third eye and find that place of inner vision. And you can feel your body moving around that focal point. Take some deep breaths in here. And then pressing forward, reverse the direction. And as you reverse the direction, begin opening the chest a little higher and dipping the chest a little lower. So you're making an elliptical path with your chest, your rib cage. And let the shoulders get into it. And then reverse the direction with the shoulders. And as you find that momentum, that's kind of how this exercise goes. It kind of is the momentum that keeps you there, traveling inwardly and forward or backwards. Bring the shoulders back up, roll them just gently, maybe do a few head circles or some gentle ear to ear. And then lift the hands up, take a deep breath in. Be awake and aware of your body and any sensation you're feeling. Notice any place you might feel holding or tightness or pain. Any sensations of emotions that come up. Just allow that to flow in your body. Be aware of it. And take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Hold the hands up. Take another deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Try to squeeze that last breath out. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to press into the ground on that exhale, looking up. Inhale. Circle the hands behind you. Take your vision up. Close the eyes. Hold the breath. You're going to squeeze every last breath out of you as you push it to the ground. And then return to seated. All right. So, I don't know how long this will be because it's intuitive, but it's recommended for 5 minutes, to build up to 5 minutes. So if you start feeling sensations of discomfort, and close your eyes and do it a different way. One thing I've found with staring at the tip of the nose is that it does take stamina, but it helps to allow for vision when you're first starting. So I kind of look at my nose and I find the little outline. You'll see like 2 outlines and then everything becomes double. And it's kind of like those social media pictures that you can filter and you can split your picture in half, and they're very useful because you can see balance and symmetry. And so I find that it's very useful at first to find that symmetry. And then once you kind of understand where your eyes are and that they're doing what they need to do and you don't have to strain to do it, then I find that you relax into it more and then you can focus on the breath. The thoughts are going to come and go, and while you're having this process, the idea is not to attach to them. You can attach to them, and that's usually why we have to do this exercise. So we're trying to disattach, and in the process, somewhere, hopefully, your brain will just let go. It'll be normal function, and your brain will kind of feel relaxed and I don't know. I feel like my brain is scrubby clean after I do this. So it's a nice feeling. It feels very empty. So hopefully you'll feel that sensation, but I think any sensation is a good one. So we're going to stare down at the tip of our nose. The chin is slightly tilted because we want to lengthen through the neck. Sometimes it helps to have a little support. I often do this actually lying down. I become aware of my cheeks first, and then I draw my attention down to the tip of my nose. And then I'm going to just return to the tip of my nose each time my thoughts try to recognize the shapes around. I'm going to lower my eyebrows or eyelids a little bit, closing my eyes to about 10%, and begin to breathe. Close your eyes gently. Continue to breathe and let your eyes settle into your inner world. And as your eyes get accustomed to this place and this space, let your eyes go to the third eye, your third eye. And then as you're in this posture, you're going to blink your eyes open and we're going to transfer positions onto our heels. So if this is not a comfortable position, that is okay. You can go back to seated. But I'm going to use this position to also help another situation I have, which is my digestive system. So I have an autoimmune flare-up right now. So, which happens with stress, which is why I'm going to focus on the brain. So I'm going to sit on my heels, and this is said to help digestion, and it does help with digestion. I can tell you at least it helps me with digestion. But it's definitely hard to do, and it's taken many years for me to come back to this position, and I'm going to put a blanket under me today to give my body what it needs. I'm going to do this same focus. I already feel like my brain is slowing down. I feel better. My brain feels a little numb now, and I already feel better. And I'm kind of beyond thinking about describing things poetically and metaphorically in my brain. So that's kind of what I was seeking, is for my mind to kind of disattach. So now I'm going to finish it off in this position to give me comfort, and hope it finds comfort for you. It said you should do this position 3 minutes after every meal. And so this was the first practice I incorporated into my classroom after I would eat my very paltry meal in my room. And it really has helped. It's a good place to center and enjoy the sustenance. And right now I'm enjoying the fresh air. So this is where we're going to be for about 3 minutes. Again, I'm going to stare at the tip of my nose again, and I am going to disattach. So I'm going to begin by finding my center and finding some symmetry in what I see. I find my cheekbones first, and I focus on the outline of the nose, where I see the two auras. There's like two lines of energy, halos around the tip of the nose. I'm going to let those meld together. Bring my mouth to stillness. Finding it necessary to leave this gaze and go to my third eye, so I'm going to linger here instead, feeling tension in my neck and shoulders. So I'm going to let it go for the day. Continue to close my eyes. Wherever you find yourself, go ahead and take a deep breath in and let your awareness come back into the space that you're in, as well as the sensations touching your body, in your outer ear and inner vision as you blink your eyes open. And then take a seated position in whatever way that's comfortable. Again, another handy tip here is to bring the legs out and just bring the big toes together. So this practice is meant to combat long-term stress. So if you find yourself not able to access the wisdom in this practice or the healing in this practice, it might be because we're still in survival mode. And so, and sometimes if we're not realizing we're still in survival mode, it makes it a little hard to access shutting off the brain, because the brain's going to do what it needs to do. It knows you're under stress, and that repetitive survival mode over and over is a need that doesn't get healed. I mean, so hopefully this practice will help you. It definitely helps me, and one of the things that I've learned in reading about the brain and the mind and just differentiating, looking at different metaphors. I really like to look at metaphors when I study my own body processes and the collective, physiology of people and mankind and human life, as well as all life, is that one of the things in our mind that differentiates us from, they say, other mammals and other animals and other life is that we have the ability to hold value in our center of our brain. So, and the ability to act on that. So, what it means is that compassion and kindness come from a place that we need to have relaxed and free so that we can give it and receive it, and that's where the healing lies. So I feel like this is a really good practice for that, as we teachers, that a lot of you are on here, go into testing. The most important thing is to be compassionate to yourself, and self-care is so important. So no matter what the occupation is, I hope that this gave you a sense of healing and compassion towards yourself. And I will see you next Sunday. Be blessed.